Hi everyone, just here to do a little video on the rumours for the Neo 2. So I've got a Neo here, which I've used quite a bit, as you can see. Now we're going to go through a couple of the different rumours, the supposed changes with the new one. None of this I know for sure, so I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. You can go out and read the rumors yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through some of them, and I'm going to give my feedback in regard to the original Neo. It may help some of you decide, if you need the newer one or whether this one will work for you. So yeah, let's get into it. By the end of the video, you should have a bit of an idea of which one may suit you and whether you should wait longer or whether you should get this one, which I imagine will be on sale soon anyway. Okay, so in regard to the new one that's coming out, like I said, these are all rumors, so I don't have the actual specs, but in the original Neo, this camera only has stability on 2 axes, so it doesn't have a third, the roll axis. Now, for me, I didn't find that any sort of limit whatsoever, but I usually flew in reasonably calm conditions. I wasn't going around corners or flying sideways, or I wasn't doing anything to sort of cause any issue where the shortcomings would show up. Most of the time I used this for either a follow mode, or sometimes in front, like a vlogging mode if you like. I did do some of the other features, like it does have droney, etc, etc. So yeah, I didn't find it a problem. Now, one of the things I saw or heard is they were talking about the new Neo can fly autonomously, no controller, no phone. So I just wanted to make sure it's clear in case anyone saw that and they thought that's a new feature. That's not. This drone will fly and works totally autonomously. You don't need any phone, any camera, any controller, nothing. All you need is the drone itself, and it will, what it'll do, you start it up. So if you've got it in follow mode, it'll tell you what mode it's in. It will take off. It locks onto you, and once it locks onto you, it keeps you locked on the AI. It doesn't need anything else. So you don't need to have a phone or a controller or circle anything or press any buttons. It will just do it all itself. And not only that, I found that it works very well. Even on a push bike, riding as fast as I can, it was quite hard to lose this drone. It kept me better than probably even the mini series did. But anyway, so the new one's supposed to have 3-axis gimbal. So it's always a positive, I guess, but in some ways it may be a negative too. The 2-axis means there's less things to go wrong. Anyway, you can think about that for yourself. The performance of the camera, the new camera, is supposed to be better. There's nothing wrong with the camera in this in good light, so any improvement in the camera is always going to be welcome. I don't think, from what I've read, that wouldn't be the quality of the actual footage wouldn't be the main reason to change. Okay, so I'll just leave it at that. So we can expect some improvement, but how much, I don't know. The new one is supposed to have more internal storage than this. Now, this is not a drone to be doing hours and hours and hours of footage with. You use it, the batteries usually last around 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes, depends on what you're doing. So if you've got 3 of them, you might get up to an hour or close to an hour of footage. I always take the footage off straight away, just so that I don't fill up the memory. The new one having more memory, well, if the camera's improved and it's got larger files, well, of course you need more memory. Anyway, that I'll just have to say whatever DJI's decided is probably going to be okay for me. It's supposed to have some improvements in the tracking. Now, I really only use this to track people, such as myself or someone else that was with me. It's supposed to be able to now track other things. I had no problem getting this to track me on a bike because it can see you on the bike. If you're in a car with tinted windows or something, maybe it can't track you. I'm probably not going to use this drone for that, but some people might like that feature, especially if you're going to use it with a controller or something. To me, that's the job of a bigger drone, probably with much better camera. But there you go, mate. That could be right, but that wouldn't be a buying reason for me. You can see the size of this. What can I put here? I'll give you an idea with a mobile phone next to it. It's actually not even as long as the mobile phone. You can nearly pretty much fit it in your pocket. I think the new one's going to be a similar size. But anyway, on to the next thing. The next rumor is that the new one is supposed to have obstacle detection. Okay, this one has no obstacle detection. Is it a big deal? It'd be nice if it did have obstacle detection, but to be honest, like I said, for me, it's usually in a mode where it's following me or whatever, and I found that this follows you reasonably close. Especially if it's in a behind, like a follow mode, you'll know if a tree or something's going to be in the way. So I haven't found that to be an issue, but yes, it would be an improvement. So let's just leave it at that. Now there's some other rumors as well, but I think I'll finish up on that. They're probably the main things that I noticed. There may be some improvement in battery, but I wouldn't be banking on that either. So they're the main things. Probably obstacle detection, the change of the tracking, and this new third axis on the camera, the improvement. We have to wait and see how much it has improved. I'm going to get it, the new one, because I do reviews and things. Otherwise, I would probably stick to this because for me, this is used in certain situations. It's not replacing my other drones. The new one, I'll be interested to see what it does. If it does all the things that they're saying and it does it really well, it's still not going to replace my bigger drones, but it certainly may make it more useful to carry in more scenarios and leaving the other drones behind. The other drones are significantly bigger than this, especially when you pack the batteries, the controller, and everything else. Actually, that just reminds me of one little shortcoming. One thing I will warn you about with this, I don't know what the new one's going to be like, but if you're using it with a phone with Wi-Fi, there is some things to keep in mind. So on your phone, you might have a Wi-Fi flight distance of 30 to 50 meters away. This is especially important if you can't move closer to, let's say you're flying, let's say you're here with your phone. So you're here, you're controlling the drone and you're flying that way, but you can't move any further forward. Let's say you're at a cliff, or you're at the edge of a river or something, and you can't get any closer. If you fly that drone 30 or 50 meters this way, and you get out of the Wi-Fi signal range of your phone, what will happen is the drone will automatically just stop. And if you can't get closer to reacquire that signal, that drone will just sit there. This drone will sit there until the battery runs out, and then it'll just drop wherever it is. So it will not return to you from loss of signal. Now, I don't know what the new one will do. If you've got it connected to a proper controller, that's different. it will do the return. And I haven't tested that function, but I believe it works properly. So when you're using this with a phone, you have to be careful how far you fly it away from yourself in areas where you can't get closer to reacquire that Wi-Fi signal if you drop the signal. So that's something to be aware of on these drones, on these little. But when you're using it autonomously, that's not an issue. There's no such because it's following you or it's doing something. If it does a droney, it goes out and then it comes back to it. So it's not relying on any signal if you're using it autonomously. It doesn't apply also, obviously, if you connect it to a larger controller, then you've got full control of it and it goes a lot further than 50 meters. So that's, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I just added that on to the end with the other part of the video. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye for now.